What up, everybody? This is your boy Lee Black from Real Talk for Real Men, also from TFG Ratchet. And let's talk about another ratchet moment in politics. While our attention is being diverted by the bullshit and fuckery and foolishness of the major election coming up between those two old farts, Donald Trump and Biden, there are all types of small little bills that get passed and tucked and hidden into other things that we just don't pay attention to. And I've always tried to tell people to be smart because I'm a firm believer that people are really stupid, but a person is really smart. And sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees, and that's what politics and politicians are often counting on. That while we're looking over here, that slight wave of hand, they're fucking us from behind where we don't see. A recent bill was passed in the Senate by Kentucky-led senators. This fucker right here, Whitney Westerfield, was the primary chief component of passing a bill that actually would grant rights to unborn fetuses. Now, this was voted on. It's called Senate Bill 110, and went through the Senate passage of 36-2. It had bipartisan support, folks. And what this bill is really talking about, it literally is going to give mothers an opportunity to retroactively collect child support for an unborn child. The bill literally says that a mom can go after child support for a father up to a year after this child has been born. Now, in case you haven't been following politics, this senator and many people like him, they are anti-abortion. And if you even have been paying more attention, they're passing laws that are affecting embryos as they consider them persons. And this is not the only state that this is happening in. And so it's insidiously making its way. Utah, Georgia, some of these other popular states are adopting similar laws. Now, what does this mean, folks, in the grand scope of things? I'm not against a mother collecting child support by any means. I think if you lay down with a woman, you should damn well be financially responsible. But what I am against is the fact that you have white men sitting in positions, making decisions about what a woman can do with her body, number one. And they seem to be punishing and penalizing them if they don't abort the child. And so at every step, we're going to punish you that if you decide to carry this baby to term, we're going to fuck you on the back end. You already got fucked, but we're going to fuck you on the back end by making you go after that father and pay for expenses even while that child is in your belly. Now, what's funny about this is this Kentucky bill that's being passed, led by Kentucky senators. Is it a coincidence that this is the same state that's governed and ruled with an iron fist by that old fart McConnell, who's about to step down? This is his last term. Is that a coincidence, folks? Let me tell you what I really believe. When I see laws like this on the books, it screams at me that this is white men insidiously trying to punish people of color. Because when you pass laws like this, especially in states like Kentucky, Georgia, some of these Republican-led states, the thinking initially is that these minorities out here having babies, I'm going to fuck them over. And inadvertently, you know who really gets screwed over? Poor people in general. See, sometimes people don't realize that when we think about welfare, child support, jail, the face of all of these things are minorities, black people. But I gotta tell you folks, wake the fuck up. Here in America, black people only make up 14% of the population. So when you pass laws like this, and this is where dumbass white people don't have enough sense either, where it initially impacts people of color because you see the face of those women carrying babies and don't know where their fathers are as being African American, and the narrative is that black fathers don't care about their children. Bullshit. The truth of the matter is laws like this, when they get passed, they end up hurting poor people in general. And I don't know what America you've been living in. The gap between the 1% rich and the rest of us is wide. There is no fucking middle class. And so when you think about women and they're being put in a position where they're being told what to do with their bodies, and even if you decide to carry a baby to term, and the doctor who performs an abortion can get locked up. So now that if you decide to carry this baby, I'm going to penalize you and that prospective parent by going after him for child support, even though this child hadn't been carried to term. Oh, and by the way, you can sue for child support up to a year after that child is born. Let me say this to my poor people, my regular people, my so-called middle class, and this goes for white, black, and everything in between. These fucking people don't care a damn about you. And even if you look at this person, is this the face of a man who even gets pussy? Do he even like pussy? His hands is as soft as baby shit, and I would bet my paycheck that he takes it, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm just gonna say it's no coincidence that it starts in these little states where they clearly hate African Americans, they hate minorities, and they hate poor people. And so I think of Mitch McConnell, who I can't stand, and this is who's going to inherit that state. And even in states like Georgia that I live in, the same type of fuckery and foolishness is being slipped in between the general election where we, the people, don't pay attention. And I've been saying this for a long time. I honestly don't give a damn who becomes president because that don't truly impact my life on an everyday level. If you want to get involved and make some differences, watch these fucking snakes. Watch these rats. Pay attention to your Senate races. Pay attention to your local elections because these are the fuckers that truly is going to cost you a quality of life. I'm Lee Black. It's my opinion. And yes, I said it. Keep hitting that notification bell if you want to hear more. I'm out.